It's true, I've graduated from tank tops to no shirts. And it's also true that there's a thought that I've been carrying around with me for as long as I can remember that has been weighing me down, that has brought down my quality of life, and I know that you have probably said it too. And then it's also the crux of what makes individuals unhappy, what's maybe holding you and your life back, and a sentence that I hope by the end of this video you vow to never say again. And this sentence is, I'll be happy when. I think this sentence is one of the dumbest things we can possibly say. And I used to say this months ago in July, June, and August when I was thinking about going to college. And I thought that the college life, this college experience was going to be so much more fun. I was going to be so much happier than I was in high school. And it's funny because I had that same thought when I was in middle school, going into high school, thinking high school was going to be more fun than middle school. This was a mistake of thinking the future was going to be your savior. And you could also make this mistake: when I get a car, I'll be happy. When I break up with my girlfriend, I'll be happy. It's always looking towards the future for your happiness, but it's never really been true. There are actual several times that what I experienced in high school was more fun or better in a certain way than what I'm experiencing right now in college. Like, life doesn't magically get better because you move away somewhere, because you're in a different environment or in a different stage of your life. It's up to you as the individual to make your life better. You are responsible for your own happiness, in my opinion. But I think the mind loves to romanticize the past, because if I remember correctly, I hated high school. At least most of it. I hated most of it. So how can I stand here and say that what I experienced back then was actually better than what I'm experiencing now? I think that sentence is a big illusion. I'll be happier when, because even in the times of my life where I've been genuinely sad and upset or going through something, I look back on now and I still can kind of see the beauty and the happiness that was behind it. And I think that you should really take in whatever you're experiencing now, because in the future, you're probably going to romanticize that moment. Definitely when I'm 30 years old, I'm going to romanticize when I was 18 in my first year of college, shirtless in the Everglades, filming YouTube videos. Maybe I'll still be doing it then, but I'm totally going to look back and be able to smile about that. There's a quote that I think I actually came up with in 10th grade when I first read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and it was the starting point, the journey, and the destination are all the same. I mean, logically, no, they're not. You're probably going to be in a different stage or a physical location for every step of that journey. But what I meant is, ideally, you're going to be living in the present moment for the starting point, for every step along the journey, and the destination. So really, nothing changes at all. You're experiencing all of it right now. And again, if it's up to you as the individual to create your happiness right now, and I think that we can't rely on any person, place, or thing for our happiness, then the journey, the destination, and the starting point really all are the same. I think hiking is the perfect metaphor to explain this. I actually want to read word for word what I wrote down the other night, almost thinking about this script, and I said, life is like hiking. Hiking is actually the perfect way to hiking isn't necessarily about the beautiful waterfall at the end. It's also about the struggle to get there, the physical exhaustion, and simply enjoying the walk along the way. It really is a metaphor for life. When you're hiking, there's difficult parts, but no matter how difficult it gets, you can still look around and see beautiful trees, animals, and the sun. There's always something beautiful in life you can look at and feel better. In your hike, you're not really rushing through to get it over with. You can, but that's not fun, and it defeats the whole purpose. Instead, you take in every pause, the breath you take after a tough climb, and the moments of awe at the view. Go hiking. By the way, it teaches you, life can teach you about life. And in hindsight, I also think a really, really big regret that a lot of us are going to have is rushing through life and trying to skip over stages and trying to just almost teleport through time to where you want to be. Again, thinking the future is going to be your savior, but trying to speed up time. I always looked forward to being an adult, but then again, I always looked forward to the next stage of my life instead of just being in the one I'm at right now and being happy. It's a problem. It really is a problem, and it's something that we should stop and we need to address. It's funny because I used to say, I can't wait to leave high school. I can't wait to leave high school. And here in college, I ran into a girl from my high school who was telling me that she can't wait to leave college. And I'm not at that point yet. I'm not really fiending to get out of college yet. But man, it's like after you want to just really get out of college, then it's like, oh, I can't wait to get a new job. I can't wait to get a partner. I can't wait to have kids. It's like, Yes, you can be excited for those things, but when it's like, just get this over with, just get this next year of my life over with, that's a problem, man. It's only your life, right? It's only the one chance you get to be alive, and we can't just rush through it all. It's not a stage that you can skip. Right now, I've been struggling mentally because I want to be a famous musician, and sometimes you just don't see the progress that you want to see and the endeavor you want to do. And it's painful and it's hurtful because I really do care about this almost as much as anything else in the world. So when I don't see the progress, it hurts. But if I'm gonna take my own advice, which is why I almost make these videos for you and myself, then I should know that the step I'm taking right now, every video I post on like the Jaggin YouTube or the Jaggin TikTok, every post I make, every song I write, no matter how popular it does, is a step in the direction I want to go. And if I'm gonna experience every part of life in the now, then a song that I write that gets 1,000 listens versus 1,000,000 listens shouldn't affect me any differently. It's all going to be experienced right here, right now. And then again, my happiness won't even come from that source. And I think that's the problem that I'm dealing with right now is I'm relying on my happiness from these external sources when that's never going to be the right thing to do. Let me ask you, what is holding you back right now? What are you waiting on in life to make you happy? Write it in the comments and then explain also why that's kind of silly and we need to just experience being happy right here, right now. Let's hear a little bit about your story. I want to connect with you, the listener, more. I think that even looking forward to the future because you know that a fun thing or exciting part of your life is going to happen is a bad thing. It's two main reasons for this. First is there's going to be pain if that event gets canceled or it's not what you were expecting it to be. Like, for example, I'm sure a lot of us watched the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. Personally, I think the fight kind of sucked. I didn't think it was fun to watch. I think, I'm not gonna say it was rigged or anything, but it was just quite boring. And, I was excited for it. My boys were excited about it. And then we all just got let down. And it wasn't like some deep emotional pain, but you can think about how if you felt that way about something that was really meaningful to you rather than a silly fight, how much pain you're actually going to experience. So the event is not guaranteed because this Mike Tyson fight was actually rescheduled. So this is a perfect example. Not only was it the actual day of the fight not guaranteed to happen, but also how the event is going to make you feel is also not guaranteed. It's a gamble. What I would suggest is not even thinking about the events in the future until literally a minute before they actually happen. Now, if it's a test or an interview or something, of course, go over your notes, study for these things. But sitting there worrying about something that is months, days, years into the future is not doing you any good right now. Let's say you have a date plan with some person you like. Sure, you can go over what you want to say to them when you first see them, but like, don't you want it to be natural anyway? And then I wouldn't even start thinking about it until like an hour before the date. And even then, I'm not driving in the car like super nervous. I'd be excited because I think nervousness and excitement are like two sides of the same coin. And that little rush you feel from nervousness or excitement, same thing, is your body preparing for something new and something big. And I don't think we should shy away from that. We should almost lean into it. All of this thinking about the past, thinking about the future does you no good. The answer has and always been that you need to live in the now. And like I said, not every video I make is gonna blow up in the way I want it to. But then again, every single day I live could be the day that the big break happens, that thing that I've been looking forward to happens. But also when it doesn't happen today, because it hasn't, at least not yet, I'm not gonna go to bed disappointed. Instead, I'm just gonna be happy that I was even alive here in the first place, able to watch this sunset, able to live where I do, be as fortunate as I am in all of my endeavors in life, and not be so attached to the process anymore. Every old person, every old man, every old woman says that you shouldn't rush through life and that you should take in every single stage. And man, does it dawn on me sometimes of how young I am. Like, I made this YouTube channel when I was 16 or 17, and a lot of people in the space that I want to go into are in their late 20s, and it's like, I'm not even 19 yet, and I just have so much time, and you just have so much time. On one of my coaching calls, I was talking to this guy. If you're watching, hope you're doing well, bro. And he was telling me that he just feels like his life is kind of over. And he told me, I was like, yo, bro, how old are you? I think he said 22 or 23. And I was like, dude, you're a freaking baby. My dad would call you a baby. A lot of us, most of us that watch this channel are super young, extremely young. That's gonna be a whole different topic, but it's like that day that you're looking forward to, if you're putting in the work it doesn't have to be every single day, but if you're putting in the work, hopefully like weekly, then it's gonna come in one way or another. If you really believe it will, then it will. That's my bullshit of the video. But instead of only being upset when things aren't going the exact way you want them to go, like I was, I'm just gonna appreciate every step I take, and I think you should too. If you want to hear the music I'm talking about, the links for that will be in the description. If you resonate with this video, please subscribe, leave a comment, explain your situation, and we can talk about it with each other and explain how we're all being kind of silly. I suggest you go watch the beautiful sunset, and I suggest and tell you to have a beautiful rest of your day. And all links in the description as well. Thank you.